This question is directed to Chris Murphy, and Chris, if you'll take 1 minute to respond, to answer, and then Nancy, you'll have 1 minute to answer. It says, recently the Sierra Club, the nation's largest environmental organization, chose you to share in the endorsement and denied Representative Johnson a single endorsement based on her voting record this year. To follow up on that, how do you plan on reorganizing this country's priorities so we are less dependent on fossil fuel while protecting environmentally sensitive areas from exploration in the interim?
Well, this was a pretty amazing development in this race. You know, it's a normal course of business for these Washington groups to circle the wagons and support incumbents no matter their record. And the choice for the Sierra Club was clear in this race. You know, sometimes you don't have numbers to back up the difference between the candidates, but we luckily have the League of Conservation Voters that does a scorecard every year. And over the last 3 years, Congresswoman Johnson's score from that group has been about a 65 rating. That's a D rating. They score us at the state capitol as well. And that same group's score for me during that period was a 95 rating, an A. If you want the difference between the two candidates, there it is. Sierra Club decided not to endorse Congresswoman Johnson for the first time in a number of years because she has sided with this president on his energy policy. She has voted to cut massive amounts from open space preservation programs to allow for offshore drilling. All sorts of things that the Sierra Club opposes. We can set a new direction, but it needs to start here in the 5th District.
Nancy?
A non-endorsement by the Sierra Club in this kind of race was a win for a Republican. Don't you get it? I was one of 8 Republicans across the whole nation endorsed by the Sierra Club. And I'm proud of it. And I was endorsed by the League of Conservation Voters, too. And I got a nice award from the Audubon Society. In fact, from the Sierra Club, I got the Wayland Award, which is only given on merit. It is not given regularly, and I got it for my work in protecting the ANWR, because I not only voted for it, I not only led the coalition, I led it and beat my leadership. That takes courage. You see, his voting record at 97%, but nowhere in his performance at the state level do you see him in the face of your leadership. Now, you have to be sometimes. On that one vote that he refers to, that was on a very loose budget resolution. But my colleagues and I have to be the leader of this particular game too, we forced the leadership to accept $7 billion more in the section of the budget that does education and labor. And I'm proud of it. You need to be independent and courageous, and I am.